Hi, today we are going to learn about again automation infrastructure as code. However, today it will be more about webbook automation as a webbook and flowbook. So, runbook and webhook DSC desired state of configuration. It will be today's part. So, demo. It will be first we need to create an automation account. So, automation account. So create a automation account. Like I can choose a location is uh, while creating account we need to make sure that we are using small letters DevOps, like something whatever it should be. Once this is created, then we can test workflow or uh, workflow is basically scheduling the job. So runbook and webhook is the two method. So once automation account is automation account is created, so here runbook option is there, and then we have different modules also available. Like Python is there. Python you can add Python, right? So presently today, I'm going to demonstrate with using PowerShell. Still, we can have other things also. Handbook type. It should be what we are going to run with PowerShell. It's Python, or it's a PowerShell workflow, then graphical PowerShell and PowerShell. So to deep dive this all, we will be having separate ones, right? Workflow we are choosing so that we can test it. Um, when we are selecting PowerShell, it gives us the option for uh, selecting the version 7.2 and 5.1. It varies from the, and since this is C sharp, workflow will be, so make sure you are aware of that capital letters, and starting command will be with capital letters. Is case sensitive, right? Save it and test it before publishing it, right? Start. So once we tested it out, it everything goes fine, then we can publish it also. So benefit of having this, you can automate the start stop activity, start stop script, or you can trigger some scheduled jobs. Hello world, it's executed perfectly fine as expected. So we can close it out, then we can publish it. So it can be used as production one. Once it is published, it will listed here. Whenever I want, I can run as job. So it will be more convenient, or you can now it's visible to everyone. Like link to share schedule, right? Once this is completed, it's completed. Now go to job. So now this is the job. So it will be, we can check here also how many run books are created. On the basis of that, we can have job status, and job status can be checked here. since it started, so I can check it. Any error, anything which all logs hello details output. This is the output. It's already executed, and this is the executed command. So it's worked fine. And next time, whenever I want to run the job, so I can run it directly clicking on this. These two are by default. It is created when I'm creating any job. So this is a job scheduler, and now I can schedule it, workflow, workbook, or schedule it. If I schedule it like what time it need to be run, right? Add a schedule. What is time right now? It's so it will be starts at after 30 minutes. So what we can do, make it 7. Oh, it's one time or two time you can create it. Since it is not accepting as per them, the time is 8:02. So it's time difference is there between my clock and that. Uh, that's okay as long as this is. So it will automatically run at this time. Let's wait, refresh. This is 27:58. 15 last updated, completed. That's old one. Meanwhile, we can refresh, and what all activities have been performed so far. So this was activity performed at this time, 7:55, 57, 84. So let's wait for 2 more minutes. Meanwhile, when you are tagging anything, it will be easy for logging and tracing is not enabled right now. Description we already provided. We are using workflow methods, and here it's showing what kind of subscription we are using and the runtime will be. As I told, there are more options available. However, that will be applicable for the period, right? So Uh, still, we need to wait for 2-3 minutes. Meanwhile, let me brief you about other properties. Here is the keys. When you don't want to provide a password parameter, then it will be convenient to use this public key and private key, right? Then here, what is the costing? Source control. We can have this topic will be covered later on. This is very interesting topic also. Apart from that, inventory. It's a very good tool to manage inventory out. So since tracking any modification is done in the in that script or configuration, then we can have it. Update management is one of the tool which can be used to update Windows and virtual machine. Since Windows virtual machine you only pay log analytics, right? So it's very good tool. Update management is also the part of automation only. This is scheduled. It's showing me scheduled will run at 8 4 a.m. modules. Currently, we are having so many modules. Like AZ is by AZ CLI commands, what all it's accepting. And one more thing is that runtime version. Uh, it's supporting 5.1. You can see AZ CLI will be supporting 5.1. However, we have PowerShell. Uh, there is an option to update modules, but it will require again we need to wait for certain time period. So Python packages, you can add package if you want. So here credential, you can save it the credential, so it will pick it from here if you want to run particular job with that ID rather than having connection. It's a connecting certificate. What kind of authentication method you want to use here, we can add as a certificate as a authentication method also. Variables, we can have defined variables that can be used in later on in linked uh, when you want to have multiple workspaces running together. Event create one of the method where we can pull or push the event generation, right? As I told about the start and stop activity can be performed here also. So that will be very encouraging when you have a timing scheduled and we can proceed with that. Uh, oh, then we have property. Property is already defined that what kind of subscription we are using, subscription ID, then created this networking. Yes, networking will require again either it can be public access, public granted, or private. Private will be, so we need to provide the endpoint details, everything, and that will be covered in networking 101. Keys. Here we have an option to generate primary access key, secondary access key, and there is a option to rotate it also. Regenerate primary key, regenerate secondary key. If I click it here it will count will increase, right? So second, this is one, this is two, this is one representing primary key, this is two. Pricing model will be again the costing part. Billing administrator can view that part. Source control is very interesting. Apart from that, system assigned or user assigned. Generally, whatever the task we are running right now is system assigned. However, you can have managed identity used as system user assigned also. When managed identity is used, then you can think like a particular account will run the service, run account as that will be some of the features as always Microsoft is keep on updating itself because run as an option is they are planning to remove it. So this is the deadline. So if you are using some run as option, please migrate it to either identity management, that can be system assigned or user assigned, else it will be obsolete and your application may broke at that time. uh, if you want this particular script to be logged, right, you can log it. Alert will give you alert, right, what kind of alerting, that's also again metrics definitions. So parameters that can be covered here. uh, Apart from that, overview is the options where you will see how many tasks is completed, right? So here there is no running task. Still, we are at 8 5. So jobs, you can see two jobs are completed. One was scheduled one other one was normal work to be run manually. Thank you. Have a nice day. Let me know if you require more details in this, and I will create one more deep dive session tomorrow and Saturday, Sunday. I will create a full video for this, the very interesting topic automation. So, bye.